Vasislos, it is your German boy here, and welcome back to more If My Heart Had Wings. Now, the last episode, our new boarders kind of set up shop in the dorm, and I found out that, you know, us former members of the Soaring Club went on a little heist, which honestly I would have loved to actually see in the game. Show, don't tell. Come on, guys. But hey, you know, as much as I would have loved to see that, like, in-game, hey, if this ever gets an anime adaptation, maybe we'll get to see that. Who knows? But, you know, it's kind of been coming out lately, and now this bonehead knows about it, which has me really worried moving forward. But we can only find out what happens next if we press on. So that's what we're gonna do. As we step out into the hallway, Masatsugu came straight over to protest.
じゃあどうすると思ったのよ。
そりゃあ
The one who gave us the news that the glider would be donated to the museum was none other than this guy. It seems he found out because it came up in the student council agenda.
盗んだんじゃないわ。返してもらったのよ。だってあれは私たちのものなんですもの。
だからってな、もうちょいやり方ってもんが。
What do you mean? In the past, we used to play way more pranks than this with Anchan, didn't we? Ageha says, yep, as she nods.
やったよね。で、怒られたよね。
俺はお前らと違って真人間なんだ。
How much hard work did we put into making that thing? When you think about that, what you did was no big deal.
だろうと思ったから教えてやったんだ。あんま無茶すんなよ。
Right back at you, G. Yeah, thanks for helping out. I'm a little worried with this guy knowing. Is kind of a bonehead, not gonna lie.
じゃ、これでホームルーム終わるな。日朝ク。
起立。気をつけ。レイ。あっさちゃん。今日こそ逃がさないぞ。見学に来てもらうんだからね。我がカルタ部を。いや、それはちょっと、だって何よ。朝ちゃん、部活まだ入ってないんでしょ？それはそうだけど。だったら、ね、お願い、見に来るだけでもさ、新任部員全然入ってなくて先輩困ってるんだ。私も寂しいし。1年生、私合わせても2人しかいないし、片方男子だしさ、すごく寂しいの。お願いね。そこまで言ってもらえるなら言ってみるだけでも。
Oh God, sorry.
ね、人助けだと思ってさ、他にやりたい部活ないんだったらね、麻婆豆腐おごってあげるし。麻婆なんだったら担々麺もつけちゃう。美味しい超辛い中華料理屋見つけたんだ。担々麺チロリ。お主が辛いものに弱いのは知ってるんじゃぞ。ほーれ、釣られるがよい。ごっくり。姉さん。あ、ヨールちゃん、そっちもホームルーム終わったの？うん。どうしたの？ やね、クラスの子から部活の勧誘受けてて。あら、君って朝ちゃんの双子？じゃあ、あなたもどうかしら。カルタって一見地味に見えるけど、結構白熱する競技で。
If y'all playing Cards Against Humanity, I might be in too.
私はパス。別にカルタに興味ないし。ヨールちゃん待って！ちょっと、朝ちゃんまた逃がしたか。ちょっとヨルちゃん、感じ悪いよ今の。だって別にカルタに興味ないし、姉さんだってそうでしょ。そりゃそうだけど。姉さんって頼まれごと断るの下手だよね。いつか誰かに利用されて損しちゃうよ。大丈夫だよ。私それなりに賢いし。自分で賢いなんて言っちゃってる時点でね。それに、私なんかに声かけてくれてるんだから、適当に返したりなんてできないよ。姉さんはほんと優しいわよね。だったらカルタ部に入ってあげればよかったのに。でも、それはねえ、ヨルちゃん。ソアリング同好会って、どこで活動してるのかな？どうしたの急にそんな話題。いやーね、なんとなく。姉さん、もしかして。いや、やめた方がいいよ姉さん。ソアリング同好会は部活じゃない。部員だって少ないみたいだし、めんどくさい先生に睨まれたりもして、悪いことずくめ。
Well, not without more people. Well, if you guys would help, we'd be able to regain our club status.
だからみんな入らない。近づかない。大体、あんな奴らの仲間になんて。よくご存知だね、ヨルちゃん。まあね。じゃあ、活動場所も知ってる？それは知らない。というか、人が止めてるのにスルーなのね、姉さんは。
Okay. The more the merrier.
でも、姉さんがそんなにお熱なんて、ほんと珍しいよね。だからこんなにムカムカしてるのか。私の心の清涼剤、愛しき姉さんを奪う悪い奴らめ。絶対に許さないんだから。ヨルちゃん？ほんと私が励ましてもどうってことなかったのに、なんで急に元気になっちゃうかな。
What the hell are we party to
最近
right now?
ずーっと微妙な塩梅だったじゃない、姉さん。なのにさ、どうしてどうしてって言われても。あの寮に来てから目とかランランしちゃって元気になって。そりゃ私も嬉しいけど、それ以上に悔しいし。
Why? Wouldn't you be proud of her? Like, that doesn't make sense.
ヨルちゃん？盗んだんじゃないわ。返してもらったのよ。だってあれは私たちのものなんですもの。
だからってな、もうちょいやり方ってもんが。
I see. This is kind of going on at the same time, okay. What do you mean? In the past, we used to play way more pranks than this with Anchan, didn't we?
やったよね。で、怒られたよね。
俺はお前らと違って真人間なんだ。
声かけないの？いや、楽しそうだったから。楽しそうだったから声かけないってのもよくわからないけど。私なんかが入っちゃうと迷惑じゃない。コミュニティ乱しちゃうだけだよ。姉さん、中途半端な遠慮がちょっとうざい。そんなんでスワリング同好会がどうのなんて。だって話しかけたいなら話しかければいいのに。それでスワリング同好会がどこで活動されてるか聞けば一発だったじゃないの。それはそうなんだけど。ほんと、姉さんはいつだって他人優先よね。自己中な私と違って心配になるくらい。それが姉さんのいいとこだとは思うけど。別に他人優先ってわけでもないよ。それに私も自己中だし、いきなり引っ越したいって言ったのも私だし。それで、夜ちゃん巻き込んじゃったし。私に関して言うなら、勝手についてきただけだけどね。姉さんが心配だったから。ほら、やっぱり迷惑かけてるよ。そうだ。もっと迷惑かけるつもりで、おじいちゃんにグライダー買ってって頼んでみたら？あれくらいだったら買ってくれるかもよ。違うんだもん。変えたいわけじゃないもん。そうじゃなくて、あれを自分の手で作る？飛ぶ？
Sounds like our society would be the perfect place for you.
なんだろう。
You
う
can do
まく言
this.
えないけど、あ
I believe in you.
あいうものに私も向かいたいというか。夢ね。私にはわからない感性。くだらないお遊びとしか思えない。でも、姉さんらしいや。一つずつ解決していきましょう。
On the way home, we were discussing the conditions that Akari spoke to us about. The easiest one to solve is getting enough members. Agaha, do you have anyone in mind?
なくはないけど、しのちゃんとか興味あるみたいだし、葵はどうなの？
I hardly have any ideas either. There's no one who's actually come forward and said that they want to join. The general level of awareness at the Soaring Club has risen since the times that Amane was doing it by herself, and the number of people interested in the club's activities has increased. On the other hand, the rumors that if you get involved, Mr. Tobioka will have his eye on you is also spreading, so there's not really anyone that would join that easily. I see he's quite the intimidating force. Kotori, how about you? As Kotori sat there in her wheelchair, she looked down deep in thought. Her expression seemed gloomy somehow.
どうしたの、小鳥？私ね、新入部員入れたくない。
Hey, what's this all of a sudden?
だってその誰かは私たちがどんな思いで何をしてきたか知らないのよ。モーニンググローリーに憧れる気持ちも、あまねちゃんとイスカのことも。
Or about the day we were so close, but couldn't quite make it. Agaha and I had the same kind of expression as Kotori. We had mixed feelings about having new members join. We're trying to carry out our activities as a club, so I understand this is a contradiction. It's not easy to make a clear decision.
はあ、 ねちゃん、今頃どうしてるかな。さあ、相変わらずなんじゃない？
For real. Amane is now working at her father's laboratory. They sometimes text her, but the replies either don't come, or if they do, they come much later. It's obvious that she's not much of a writer, and it's likely that she doesn't even realize when a text has been sent to her. Sometimes she replies to several texts all at the same time, so the content of the message is hard to understand. She's probably sitting in her seat at the laboratory, but I wonder what she does all day. Is she eating properly? I wonder. I feel nostalgic as I recall the way she ate, skipping that line. We only spent about 2 months together, but to us, that time still feels very special.
あまねちゃんにとってグライダーはもう過去のものになっちゃったのかな。
As Kotori mumbles quietly, we all start to feel kinda sad. When she's concentrating on something, she loses sight of everything else around her.
きっとそのうちすごい発明品を作って世の中をあっと言わせちゃうんじゃない？
She's got it in her. It's possible that Amane's inventions are already everywhere, but we haven't just realized. She's not the sort to boast about her own achievements. Which is why even if that happened, she wouldn't go as far as to send a text saying, "Isn't that great?" or something like that. We'd like her to send us something, though.
また飛ばないとね。それであまねちゃんに見てほしい。うん。
Right. In order to do that, there were many hurdles for us to overcome. One of those was finding new club members.
ここのパーツは学校の機材で作れるんだよ。だから昼休みにでも忍び込んで。問題は主翼よね。
I guess there's no way we can make them unless we have somewhere spacious.
時間もかかるからあんちゃんとこの工場を借りるのも難しいし。ガレージさえあれば。何か用？
What's up? We had spread out the designs on the dining hall table, and we had our faces close together when we noticed Asa watching us from the distance. It almost seemed like she was hiding in the shadows.
別に何も。
Kotori tilted her head as if to say, "What a strange Frau." Oh, are we in the way? Sorry, there are no other big tables. Since we lost the garage, Flying Fish Manor has become the base of operations for the Soaring Society. We normally use my room, but I vacated that for now, so the only other places are here or Kotori's room. We need a table just to lay out the designs, so now we're using the dining hall table.
皆さん楽しそうだなと思って。楽しそう？
We all looked at each other. Because we looked like we were all deliberating it, Asa felt unnecessarily intimidated.
それ設計図ですよね。
Yeah, for a glider.
作るんですか？自分たちで？そうだよ。全部じゃないけどね。すごい。3年生にもなるとそんなこともできるようになるんですね。さすがおじいちゃんの慶風学園だ。
Well, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. Until now, we haven't been taught anything in class about making gliders.
あれ？でも グライダーはもうあるんじゃ。
Yeah, but something happened.
あれ壊れたままだし。
Ageha spoke like it was something to laugh about. In the last flight with Amane, there was damage, such as cracks to the fuselage, and it still hasn't been repaired.
まあでもしばらくは無理ね。修理も改造も。どうしてですか？場所がないのよ。でっかいものを作るにはそれ以上にでっかい場所が必要なの。でっかい場所ですか。
Do you know somewhere? Asa seemed to be mumbling something while deep in thought.
お腹すいた。
Kaneko let out a pathetic whimper as she came into the dining hall. I look at the clock to see that it's 6 already. It's already this late? It's about time to start preparing dinner. Shall we call it a day?
そうだね。
We cheerfully fold up the designs.
朝ちゃんどうかした？いえ、別に何でも。それじゃあまた明日ね。
Yeah.
またね、アゲハ。
Kotari and I see off Ageha and then go into the kitchen.
さて夕飯の支度するか。今日はなんだっけ？
Diablo chicken and rocket salad, taught to us by Hibari. Yesterday, we made okonomiyaki from leftovers, which was a little disappointing. Though having said that, everyone seemed satisfied. So today, we decided to make something more extravagant. By the way, Diablo chicken is a spicy dish of chicken fried in pepper and spices and is unbelievably delicious. It makes you sweat a lot, so it's the perfect dish in the summer. It sounds good, not even gonna lie.
じゃあ私はサラダ作るわね。
Sure, I'll leave that to you. It's been a year since she started helping with dinner. Kotori's gotten used to it too.
やったね。私あれ大好きなんだ。本当に美味しいのよ、朝ちゃん。朝ちゃん？
It seems that Asa can't hear Kaneko's voice as she stares into the kitchen. Then, slowly,
私も何か手伝います。
she said, as if she were compelled by a sense of duty. 9, it's okay. Right now, we're causing so many problems for you, like not even being able to give you a proper room.
そうそう、これは私の仕事だから。でも
Asa is looking at Kotori.
もしかして車椅子の私が仕事してるのにとか思ってる？いえ、そんなことは。
Come on, Asa, don't be ableist. She fidgets uncomfortably. Seems like Kotori was spot on.
甘く見ないでもらいたいわね。私こう見えて結構できる女だから。
Kotori sticks out her modest chest with pride while sitting in her wheelchair. Don't worry, once the preparations for your room have been finished, we'll give you some chores to do too.
は
She seems despondent somehow. Does she feel like she's been scolded?
い。いいじゃん。やらせてあげれば。
Kaneko?
葵くんらしくないよ。部屋のことで遠慮してるのかもしれないけど、それは良くない遠慮だと思うな。ほら、朝ちゃん、おいで。
Kaneko takes Asa by the hand and brings her into the kitchen.
いいから。ねえ、葵くん、何すればいい？
Okay, could you wash the vegetables? To start with, I'll try asking her to do something that seems easy. Having said that, since we have to prepare enough for all the boarders, just washing them is still quite a big job.
だって
Kaneko had only brought Asa in here, but it looks like she isn't planning to help. Asa stands in front of the sink and picks up some vegetables.
これを洗うんですね。
There's dirt all over the roots and so on, so wash them carefully.
わかりました。
We don't want to get anyone sick now. Asa answered with sincerity and started to wash the vegetables. With detergent. Stop! Stop! You can't use detergent.
でも、洗うんじゃ。
Just water is fine.
そうなんですか。
It's been a while since I saw something as boneheaded as watching food with detergent.
じゃあ、水で洗ってと。
Oh, man. Alright. Looks like you're getting the hang of it. Hold on, Asa.
はい。
That's probably enough. If you wash them too much, they'll lose all the nutrients.
そうなんですか？
If we keep on at this pace, we'll never get it finished.
でも、ちょっとしか洗わないとばい菌残ってそうで怖いし、もういいから貸して、姉さん。夜ちゃん？
Sibling rivalry? Yoru appeared from behind and took the vegetables from Asa's hand. Seemed like she was worried about Asa, so she was watching over.
まったく、姉さんは本当に容量が悪いんだから。量が多いって言っても、たかが洗うだけなんだから、さっさと終わらせる。
Yoru starts washing them in a way that looks like the work is flowing smoothly. In contrast to her appearance and behavior, is she actually good at this kind of shit? She's unexpectedly homely and might be in this after all.
野菜洗ったらどうする？何かやることあるならついでにやっとくけど。
Declared Yoru, who really doesn't seem to have any motivation in her voice at all. Okay, can you cut them as well?
やれないわけないでしょ。
It would be a big help if you could cut some onions, carrots, and potatoes and so on for the soup here.
はいはい。一つだけ言っておくけど、あんたたちの手伝いしてるわけじゃないんだからね。姉さんが見てられないからやってあげてるだけで。
I stand corrected. Sibling rivalry.
ピーラー。いらないわ。目が深いから、こっちの方が早い。
As she said that, Yoru started to peel the skin from the potatoes with a knife. She was doing it really nicely, only peeling off the skin and leaving the insides intact.
なかなかやるじゃない。
Why do you have sour grapes about it? After washing the vegetables without wasting any time at all, she peeled the potatoes and carrots, then started cutting them with the knife.
このくらいのサイズでいいの？もう少し小さい方がいい？
The potatoes are cut into almost equal bite-sized chunks. 9, that's fine like that.
そう。玉ねぎは薄切りでいいの？
Yeah, lengthways.
はいはい。言っとくけど、私の時給は高いんだからね。
This seems strange somehow.
本当に上手ね。葵くんとどっちがうまいかしら。ムカつくけど、私よりできる女だ。ちょっとだけ。何よ。
Nothing much. Did you make the meals at your house?
別に、このくらい家庭科の授業でもやってれば、できて当然でしょ。私はできてないけど。私の家、両親が開けることが多くって、使用人が作る料理が気に食わないからって、ゆるちゃんが作ることが多かったんです。姉さん、いらないことは言わないの。どこで勉強したの？料理。家庭科の授業でこんなことまでやらないと思うけど。ググればいいわ。
Good point. I see.
ネット全盛のこの時代、親から教えてもらわなくても料理はできると。
Yeah, it is useful for a lot of different things. I mean, shit, how do you think I managed to figure out how to change my oil? I digress.
やるちゃんは何でもすぐに覚えて何でも上手にやれちゃうすごい子なんです。だから私の自慢の妹なんですよ。だから姉さん、余計なことは言わないの。
She's the conceited genius. That day's dinner was really delicious. A few days have passed since the twins have come to Flying Fish Manor. We searched in several places for somewhere we could move the glider, but we couldn't find anywhere. If we want to rent storage space, it costs a lot of money for somewhere that big. There's no way we have that kind of cash. Anchan might be able to introduce us to somewhere, but when we thought about the circumstances under which we carried off with the glider, we couldn't really get him involved. Our last resort was to put it in the garden. We could carry the glider into the garden and cover it with a sheet. Overlap it so the rainwater doesn't get in.
小鳥、そっち引っ張ってねえ、長さ足りないんだけど。
The boarders came to watch us at work.
こんなとこ置いといて平気なの？
I don't know. I don't think it's very good though. But we can't help it because there's nowhere else to put it.
いつまでこの部屋を使わせる気かしら。私はこの部屋嫌いじゃないけどな。壁の色とか出窓とか洒落てるもん。
Not gonna lie, I'll agree to that.
姉さん忘れたの？ここ男の部屋よ。そうだけど、でも葵さん綺麗好きだしいい人だもん。それは関係ないと思う。昨日だってタンスからトランクスが出てきたし。夜ちゃんの短パンかと思っちゃったよ私。男の人ってああいうパンツ履くんだね。びっくりだよ。
Skip.
ねえ、いい加減諦めて家に帰ろうよ。それかせめてこんなオンボロじゃなくてもっとちゃんとした寮を探してもらいましょう。まさか姉さん本気であいつらの仲間に入りたいって思ってるんじゃ。
Why are you Are you against it or are you for it? Make up your goddamn mind.
そもそも泥棒よ。
For real, like...
泥棒だからって悪い人とは限らないよ。ほら、正義の義足的な。あいつらの行為は自分たちのためでしょ。夢を叶えるためだったら、ルールを無視していいだなんて。それこそ本当に自分勝手だと思うけど。ヨルちゃんに自分勝手とか言われても。
Aw, shit.
あれ何かな、外にみんな集まってるよ。
Stuff cloth into the pitot tubes so that bugs don't get inside. Then put the cover over the canopy. Hearing the noise that we were making, the two sisters came outside together.
何してるんですか？
They're putting the glider out here. From now on, it won't cause you any inconvenience.
でも、こんな場所じゃ。
They said it wouldn't rain for a while. Well, we might be able to do something about it. Kotori, did you say that part's not long enough?
なんとか！こんな場所で、本当に大丈夫なんでしょうか。さあ、どうだかね。FRP だから腐食はしないし、劣化もしづらいけど、全くしないってわけじゃないし。そのせいで強度に問題が出て、飛んでる最中にバキッなんてことも。
Ooh.
あれが、全部入る場所があればいいんですよね。そうだよ。そんな場所があればだけどね。ちょっと姉さん、何考えてるの？あそこなら入るでしょ。だから。本気なの？
Hello?
何か言いたいことがあるんなら、ちゃんと言った方がいいよ。そうだ！いい場所があるわ！
That voice rang out surprisingly well across the air on this sunny day off. It was just like it was being read from a prepared script, which might be because it was strangely monotone. Everyone all stared blankly at her at the same time. Asa became timid.
ほら、せっかく言えたんだから。
Kaneko gave Asa a gentle push in the back. Asa took half a step forward. Asa, did you say there's a good place?
実はいい場所に心当たりがあるんです。
Let's go!
どこ
Kotori goes for it without hesitation. At times like this, she's the most earnest.
と、
Asa seemed like she was holding back as she glanced at Yoru, then pushed toward the lake.
あっちの方です。
Is it really here? The place that Asa had brought us to was Windmill Hill. The area around here is supposed to be part of the renewable energy research facilities. This place has been opened up as a Vulcan course so that the citizens can enter it freely, but there's nowhere that looks like it would be able to house a glider. However, Asa climbs over the gently sloping hill. Behind her, Yoru was sulkily following her. Asa stopped in front of a large building that had been built on the edge of Windmill Hill.
ここです。
Is that a hangar? Agaha and I both made a face that seemed to say, here? At the same time. We knew about this building. This had been here since before the windmills were built. It looked like a research facility or a storeroom, and had a somewhat mysterious appearance. And we just decided amongst ourselves that it must be a place for monitoring the water quality of the lake. Now that we look at it again, it seems more like a factory. It's much bigger than I remember it.
昔、あんちゃんたちと忍び込もうとしたことあったよね。
At that time, the door was locked and we couldn't get inside. Asa took a key out of her pocket and opened the door that had been locked.
どうぞ。
The 10-year mystery was about to be solved. As we stepped inside, our hearts pounded. It was a mess inside. There were several desks with outdated computers, documents, cardboard boxes full of junk, and to top things off, there were bottles of soy sauce and seasonings placed here and there. From the things here, it seemed like there were signs of activity, but looking at the room as a whole, it seemed like it had been abandoned. It had an air about it that made it feel like it had been deserted and forgotten about.
中はこんな風になってたんだ。
Ah.
ゾンビ映画に出てきそうな雰囲気ね。まだ使われてるの？いえ、もう誰もいません。ずっと昔、おじいちゃんたちが使っていたって言ってました。事務所っていうよりは研究所って感じだよね。何やってたんだろう。
Ageha goes ahead and starts looking at the things in the room.
さあ、おじいちゃんは若い頃の道楽だって言ってましたけど。
Why did they leave it here and not have it demolished?
この丘一帯がおじいちゃんのものだからよ。今は自然エネルギーの研究のために貸してるだけ。
So he's a big landowner.
再開発では随分と儲けさせてもらったわ。
Yoru gave a grin as she spoke. He's the chairman of the board for Keifu Academy, and seems to be a local celebrity. The reason why he knows my mother might also have something to do with that.
私たち、おじいちゃんから鍵をもらって、時々ここに来てたんです。この場所が好きだったから。好きだったのは姉さんでしょ。私はついてきてただけだもん。
Yoru was muttering under her breath. The reason why she was so sulky must be because she doesn't want anyone else to use it. V, holding back slightly, took a look around the room.
広いけど、ここじゃ作業はできないわね。グライダーを保管するには問題ないんじゃない？いえ、ここじゃないんです。
Asa totters over to the back of the room. Passing through the door on the other side. This place is fucking huge! And Kotori was overwhelmed by how spacious it was. As I looked up at the high ceiling, my mouth was agape. This isn't so much a garage. It's more like...
ドックよね。
Yeah, it's a dock. For building and maintaining ships and airplanes. That's judging by how vastly spacious it is and the equipment that's in here anyway.
なんでこんなものがこんな場所にあるわけ？おじいちゃんたち、昔趣味で飛行機を作ってたって言ってました。いつも口癖みたいに、わしらはここで青春時代を過ごしたんじゃって。
If it's Asa's grandfather, then it's possible this would have been after World War II. Cause if it was during, then we'd have some, Moving on. They might have gathered scrap and tinkered around with machines.
どうでしょう。バッチリよ。これだけの広さがあれば2台くらいいっぺんに作れちゃうわ。うんうん。
This would kick ass. There's no problem with the space or the equipment. Rather, there's actually more than we need. It's not that far from the runway either. It would be easier to transport it from here than from the school, which is in town.
早速運び込みましょう。でもってすぐに修理に取り掛かるのよ。あんちゃんに頼んで車出してもらわないとね。
Wait. Their eyes are sparkling like it's already been decided that we'll be using it, so I stopped them for a moment. Of course, it would be good if we could use it, but for Asa to say that we can use it for nothing in return actually makes me kinda worried. Seems a little bit sus, actually. To think that there would be such a great facility here. Is it really okay for us to use it? Asa had a meek look on her face as I asked her.
一つだけ条件があります。
Asa spoke nervously as her voice became quite high-pitched. So it's really not for nothing after all. Figured. We brace ourselves for what condition it might be.
私も仲間に入れてください。
As Asa shouted her intentions, her voice echoed around the quiet dock. It echoed for a while before gradually disappearing. Would have been nice to have that audio effect, but...
私、グライダーのこと何も知らないし、何の取り柄もないです。夜ちゃんみたく何でもできればいいんだけど。でも、私も、グライダー作りの仲間に入れてほしいんです。
At the last part, it sounded like she was gonna cry, as she did her best to speak her mind.
小鳥。
Kotori had a serious look on her face as she was deep in thought. Kotori had said so a few days ago. She'd said that in actual fact, she didn't want any new members to join. We kind of felt the same way, but of course, Kotori understood that given the circumstances, there was no way we could not let someone join.
やっぱりダメでしょうか。
Hey, Asa.
は
Why do you want to join us?
い。グライダーに興味があるから？それとも私たちが楽しそうだったから？それは。
Asa began to stutter as I asked her a slightly tricky question. We needed to recruit new members anyway, and we'd be able to use these amazing facilities, so it should be okay for us to accept unconditionally. But I put those thoughts to the back of my mind. These thoughts that were hard to make sense of felt like they were stuck in my chest.
私、この場所が好きで、夜ちゃんと二人で時々遊びに来てたんです。ここでおじいちゃんが飛行機を作ってたって言ってたから。
That's what Yoru said before. Asa's just interested in things that fly through the sky.
あの日も二人でここに来てました。そしたら湖の向こうから白い飛行機が飛んできて。
A white aircraft?
その時まで私はグライダーっていう名前も知らなかったんです。それ、もしかして私たち？いつのフライトだろう。
After thinking it over a little, we suddenly realized. Could it be? Was that when we did the first test flight? After completing the main wings, we went on our first test flight, and that was also the day that I piloted the glider for the first time. On that day, I flew across the lake to Windmill Hill. Then, when we turned around and headed back to the other side of the lake, I noticed that someone was looking up at us. That's it. It was 2 girls. Just like Kotori, they were girls who liked gliders. I remember that was the impression that I had. So, Asa and Yoru were the ones here at that time?
はい、多分。
What is all this? I hadn't even thought about it until now.
それから、またグライダーが見たくて、ここで待つようになりました。ほとんど毎日来てたけど。ウインチが壊れてしばらく飛べなかったのよね。
It appears that during that time, Asa was waiting for us.
それからしばらくして。あれは、夏休みの終わりくらいだったと思います。家で嫌なことがあって。私、ここに一晩中隠れてたんです。気がつくと窓から光が差してて、外に出てみたら、明け方の空にすごく綺麗な雲が浮かんでました。
We instinctively reacted with surprise and looked at each other. Could it be?
紫とピンクの空に、筆で描いたみたいな一筋の雲が浮かんでて、ヨルちゃんと一緒に見てました。そしたら、そこへ。
Without knowing it, I was shaking. Ageha held my arm to stop it from shaking. Kotori's face went red, and at some point became engrossed in Asa's story.
グライダーが飛んでました。見てたんだ。あの時。あの時はまだ、それがグライダーってことすらよく分かってなかったですけどね。ヨルちゃんに教えてもらって、それで分かって。でもずっと見てました。不思議な雲が消えるまで、ずっと。
Asa put her hand on her left arm and quietly closed her eyes. It was as if she was reliving the scene as in disappearing, like it was painted on the inside of her eyelids.
それが理由なの？はい。私、自分に何ができるとか、何がしたいのかとか、まだよく分かってないけど。でも、いても立ってもいられないんです。あの日見た光景が忘れられないんです。
I noticed that Asa's knees were shaking. It's like she's scared of something. However, even though she was shaking, she didn't give in. She summoned her courage as if there was something that she desperately wanted to bring up.
小鳥？
Ageha gave Kotori a gentle pat on the shoulder. Kotori nodded. There was no need to check. We all felt the same way.
あなたしかいないわ。うちの新入部員になれるのは。ようこそソアリング部へ。
As of today, you're one of us! She was suddenly welcomed into the club. Tears welled up in Asa's eyes. Her cheeks had already become red as apples.
本当にいいんですか？だって こと何も知らないし、あの鳥屋もないし。
It's true that to build and fly a glider, you need expert knowledge and techniques.
でも、全部の作業がそうってわけじゃないしね。
We were complete beginners a year ago.
皆さんが
Isn't that right, Kotori?
何の問題もないわ。ここを貸してもらえるだけでもお釣りが来るくらい助かっちゃうし。それに共犯にしちゃえば秘密をばらされる心配もないしね。
It felt like Kotori said something both eloquent yet crooked, but everyone just completely ignored it. The most important thing is your feelings of wanting to fly through the sky.
空を飛びたい気持ち。
If that's how you feel, you'll be fine, right?
うんうん。その通り。というわけだから今日からよろしくね、朝。
Asa seemed vacant as she wiped away the tears that had accumulated into corners of her eyes.
よろしくお願いします先輩。
As Asa cheerfully lowered her head in a bow, Yoru sullenly looked away.
私は入らないから。
Looking at her twin sister sulkily making her intentions clear, Asa had a troubled expression, but a smile then returned to her face. We took another look at the place we were now able to use. Our heads soon started to fill with all the thoughts of what we'd be able to do in here.
これでやっと始められるわね。
Yeah!
飛ぶための準備をね。
Alright! Time, which felt like it was going nowhere, began to feel like it was accelerating. Damn. I think that is an incredible place to go ahead and leave things off. So, till next time, it's been your German boy. Auf Wiedersehen.